Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to Going Medieval. I was trying to finish up the carpentry thing before this episode started, but this popped up, and I figured I should show you guys how new citizens join the community. Again, Going Medieval is kind of an indie game. It's in beta, closed beta, so a lot of this stuff could change over time as more things get added, but this is the current state of the game, so I'm going to review it kind of as such. So, salvation, whether it's the third coming trying to find a poor sinner to make an example of, or some other zealots, it's unclear. Osana raids about religion, torture, escape, but the details are confused. Will you give them refuge? Danger may follow. Yes. So we'll go ahead and give them refuge. They can come into the town and become a productive member of our society. First things first, though, do they have anything? They have not really great clothes, so we're gonna tell them to equip that piece of item real quick. Get some food. I know they're unhappy, but hopefully she can rest in a bed and become a productive member of our society. I don't know what skills she has, actually. I kind of wish you could see them before accepting them, but let me see if I can't select her here. So skills-wise, really nothing too major. Construction's pretty good, so maybe she was doing some pretty heavy labor wherever she's running away from. But, you know, everything else is pretty normal. She's decent at mining, so that's fine. That'll do. That'll do. Other things we need to work on is getting this carpentry building underway. I think we still need a lot more lumber to get that going, and I might end up having to use a little less lumber. I don't know if there's a way to replant trees and regrow them, but it's looking a little sparse. I'll tell you now, I'm a little worried about the wood supply long term. Also, with the new villager, we might be needing this episode, these weapons. So we might need to quickly assign some people. Why is she bleeding? Is she bleeding? Perks, stout, okay, that's fine. Health, whipped back, wow, okay. Wounds need tending, one hit point's pain, conscious, blood. So that might heal over time, I'm not sure. But it looks like they have like a health pool and a blood pool. That's kind of similar to Kenshi, to be honest. So I kind of like that. Anything like Kenshi, I'll definitely enjoy. So that's what I'm hoping for. Let's get some people equipped. Let's get some people equipped. So we have 2 bows and 2 melee weapons. 1 good piece of armor and a shield. So, who is good at melee? Highest melee person is probably going to get the sword and shield. And then the second highest melee person is going to get the spear and armor. I'm hoping that the armor kind of offsets the need for a shield, right? So that's why I'm kind of willing to let the person who's better at melee take a shield and the other person just take the better armor. How about your melee? How are you doing? Not very good when it comes to melee. I think Henrik is our next best choice when it comes to melee. He's only level 1. Oh, nope. Looks like it will be Marcus. So, Marcus, you're going to become our spearman here. And if this becomes a longer series in the future, guys, definitely if you want to join the town, I can rename people after you all, and we'll go kind of from there. All right, so Henrik is pretty good marksman, and she is not. So I'm going to give her the short bow, and I'll give Henrik the crossbow. That's actually it's kind of opposite of what you would expect to happen, because crossbows were kind of given to people who weren't trained in the bow. However, I feel that it would be beneficial to not do it that way. I'm probably wrong. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So not enough beds, which is a little weird. We have enough beds, just fine. I don't know why I'm getting that kind of warning there. Food reserves are low, so let's do some harvesting. There's a bunch of berries right here, so that's actually pretty nice. And we will get a community campfire made in the production tab. So this episode is going to be a little bit more about the production of items, maybe some combat, but we need to start getting these guys to be much more independent in nature here. Okay, second crossbeam is done. So here's the campfire. It's gonna work exactly like the research table. The research table, you just kind of queue up a production queue, and whenever someone has time, or it's in their best interest too, they'll come in here and work on that for us. Campfire, very much the same. Meal, 3 cooking material, 1 fuel. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make 20 meals. Okay, and we'll check our jobs, see who is best at cooking. So right now, Henrik is kind of gonna be our cook. So that means I don't want them to be researching. I'd rather than not be choosing between cooking or researching. I might have a higher level cook, to be honest. Osana's actually a better cook, so we'll do that. And maybe let's give her some roles that's like specific to her. Maybe like cooking and hauling things. And maybe tending to people's wounds. Okay? Maybe she doesn't want to be a fighter. She kind of just wants to provide, be like the hearth mother of our group in a way. So that can be useful. Look at that roof. Look at this long building that's getting made here. The interior for this, I don't think I have any other wooden type of production available, but we could throw the butcher table in here. So maybe it's a little bit more like a hunting lodge, kind of carpentry place, if that makes sense. Okay. So we got stone, good. So here, I'm hoping they fill in this tile. If they don't fill that in, okay, good. Good. Okay, so this is a woodwork bench, and this is a bowyer bench. I don't know why there's a, oh, okay, so this is a lathe, or like a spinning, something to spin. You press down on this, it'll pull the rope and rotate this. I don't know how I know this shit, guys. I just kind of pick up weird knowledge tidbits over time. I know what that is. This is for, yeah, this is another common carpenter bench here. Holding a piece of wood firm with your feet and being able to peel off of it. Yeah, no, I'm actually happy that I can recognize some of these things. I think that's pretty cool, model-wise, for sure. Violent extortion is salvation. The zealous demand that you relinquish Osana immediately to be burned at the stake or possibly flayed alive for their manifold sins. No. Stand your ground, refusing to give each other. Okay. We have a raid. So what do we got? We got 2 people. Ooh, he's got a helmet. So 2 guys. Looks like he's got a dirk with a buckler. He's got a spiked mace with a buckler as well. Maybe this is just a small shield. It's not really. It's a little too big for bucklers. A little bit of a leather studded helm. Okay. So we need to get, I guess, everyone involved in combat now. So I'm going to select them all. I'm going to draft them. And that's going to tell them, hey, we're going to be fighting. So crossbow, bow, spear. That's not really a good way to run with a spear, but that's fine. And our short sword, shield wielder. So we're going to move them into position here to hopefully start intercepting. I'm going to probably put our archers up at a higher spot. If that makes sense. It's hard to select one person when they're on top of each other a bit, isn't it? Let's maybe do this. Try and fight them like around here, so that we can shoot down at them. I don't know if there's a bonus for being above, but we're gonna try and focus fire first here. Oh my lord. Okay, oh, okay, that's his HP. I thought that was my HP for a second, and I thought I was about to die. Okay, so Marcus, good thing he has the armor. You know, they're kind of focusing him a bit. We killed the dude, he's naked now. Good sign. Marcus, now's not the time to cheer. You gotta kill that next pillager, man. Hunt them down. Okay, he's wounded, he can't run as fast. Ah, we're not getting any good shots in. And he escaped. Okay, that's fine. I think that's okay. So we'll undraft you guys. We'll undraft you. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade him to... Well, the flimsy mace is pretty flimsy. I'm gonna give you the leather helm though, since the other guy already has a shield. And we'll just leave everything else here. So kind of like RimWorld in a way, that the body stays here, and they will, I guess, decompose in 7.5 days, and they'll rot in 3.6 days. So that's kind of interesting. So we'll just leave them out there for now to be dealt with. Okay, so first bit of combat there. First bit of combat. I think they are done building the carpentry place, finally, which is good. We're getting some food made now. Looks like we're just getting some sort of stew, essentially. Which is fine. You know, something to keep them fed is really all you need. I don't know if more food types will make them happier or not, but we'll see. Osana, again, is kind of our main cook, right? She's currently asleep, though. Let's make sure her schedule matches our schedule, just to bring them in a line. And what you can do eventually with the schedule, and this is, I kind of like the schedule system in a lot of these games, is eventually with more people, you can start swinging their schedule so that you have some of your village essentially being productive 24/7. And they don't all sleep at once. It could be helpful for raids, it could be helpful to get those precious resources, or to refine things for the next group of people, and have things ready for them. So, you know, things like that. Gonna go maybe harvest some of these mushrooms. Mushroom might be pretty good for some starter food. And we might start a farm too. So it might be a good idea to start a farm. It's spring, day 6. I don't know how many days are in each season. So there's cabbage, which grows all year round. Carrots, which is... doesn't really say. Beets. Barley field. Used to feed to fatten poultry. So I guess barley is a little bit more for... you know, an advanced crop, I would say. So we'll start with, let's do like a 2x4 cabbage field, 2x4 carrot field, and a beet field. Okay, and then eventually barley might get introduced into this. Actually, I'm going to move this over. If there is a fence piece and I end up unlocking it, I want the zone to be correct. So let's do this again. So 2x4, 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 and we'll look at barley. We'll see what barley does. We probably don't need much of it there. Let's go to the research tab. We have 70 books right now, so research is going a little slow for us, which is fine. In the meantime, how much wood do we get? We got 220 wood, so that's okay. Let's get some furniture for our people. Maybe like a table in this house, maybe a small one. And then we can get some like stools for the people that live there. This one might get another small table. This living room ended up being a lot smaller than the other one. Just due to happenstance, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. We're gonna get storage in here. We could probably store food items in here. So clear all, scroll up. That's a slow scroll wheel. Let's go to food, meal and raw. So just all food can be kind of stored in here as an initial test. What can we make? Wooden flail, staves. A couple war bows would be pretty good. We need to get carpentry up to 3 though. But we also might not have the research for it. Maybe that's why they're red too. Which could be interesting. So at this stage, what I might do then is maybe get a second research table in here. Because again, this just has so much room in it. We don't have a whole lot of decorative blocks yet. I think having a second research table, that way we can have 2 people when they have downtime to be doing research for us. Could be good. And so that kind of covers those. Just fine. And we are producing some food for us. Packaged meal is 6, stew is 3. We're probably gonna need a lot more stew, if I had to guess. 4, so that's enough for like everyone to have a stew, but maybe more campfires or something, or I can research some additional items. Yeah, there's like preserving food that we can research. Tailoring, which now is a new farm item too. Defensive blocks, stone block cutting, smelting, furniture. I like me some furniture. Wooden hay bed. That might be good. Let's get some wooden hay beds for our people today. Hopefully they can get better sleep with that, and hopefully with better sleep they will perform better. I don't know. You know, you kind of hope so. At least that's kind of like the thinking in a lot of these games. How do I know which way's up? I suppose it. What the? Hold on. Hold on. I feel like this is larger than a 2 square. Yeah, we can't put it in the exact space that we had before. Look at that. They're a lot longer. This space can fit them. Fine. But it's the other space that we have to kind of rotate them. I think that's okay. We can do that. I think as long as you can access one side of it, you'll be able to sleep in them. Could be wrong. Also, I think I put these ones upside down. That's fine. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what sides, kind of the front and back, but all right, cool. They have better beds now. I might need to start thinking about getting a bigger building. We have kind of all single-story buildings. There are staircases that we can do, and I wouldn't mind getting something larger. So we're gonna mine some bit. You can see it takes out the whole chunk like that. That's a pretty deep initial cut into the ground. I kind of wish it was shorter. Again, smaller blocks, more control, something that I would prefer. But so far, it's fine. It's not too major. Outside the roof line of a lot of these structures, I haven't had too much trouble essentially making what I've wanted to. Kind of wish there was also a slider to make like the roof pitch higher. Or if that just becomes a block that I can lay down of different angles, like a 30 degrees cool, a 60 degrees cool, in maybe a 45 if you feel like it's necessary. But all those roof pitches, super important. Let's get a big building here, huh? So we're gonna get a storage shed. Basically, is what I'm thinking. So this is gonna be a 2-story structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Probably more like that. A little bit longer. And then maybe the second floor we might be able to get a little bit wider so that it kind of overhangs a bit. I don't know if I want to use wood for the whole thing, to be honest, but we don't really have clay yet. I mean, I could get clay, but at the same time, nothing really beats a good old wooden structure. You know what I mean? Let's get a wooden door. Maybe a double door. Maybe even with windows to each side of it, but no windows on the main sides. And then we'll have that go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might need these. I'm not sure, to be honest. But if it offers more stability, that would be good. There's actually a thing in the help menu about stability of buildings, because if an upper portion loses stability, what will happen is a little bit of a cave-in. Or not a cave-in really, but like you know, the upper parts will probably fail and not be supported anymore. I'm gonna just make some buttresses kind of coming off this. Because the upper floor is gonna be a bit taller. Okay. Get some wood on the second floor now. Looks like it can hold it, which is good. Always a little worried whenever you're doing a bigger build and you're kind of laying out a bunch at once, whether or not it'll actually work. So you can see the floor tile didn't really match up all the way, which is fine. I'm just gonna run with it and let it go. and just have an opening like that. Something a bit wider. If those rails, again, I would just put rails here to kind of just round it out, make it a little bit more smooth. Probably should have made it overhang more forward as well, but I think this will suffice. I'll just give it a nice big old wooden roof, yeah? Something like that. For all of our storage needs. Look at that. That's gonna be pretty impressive, I think, when it's made here. Cool. Hopefully there's long-term, like, some storage items in the game, like, you know, crates, boxes, chests, things to kind of really help out with that. Still not enough beds, it's saying. Oh, well, that's probably why. Why did they build this? Oh, I bet it's the torch. It's always the torch. Take out that torch, I bet they build a bed. Yeah. Yep. And then, can I put the torch back over the bed? Looks like it. So yeah, if you run into an issue like that, I would suggest removing the torch or something initially. You can also just overall move the torch to like another wall. That can work too. A lot of things being made here. We're getting a lot of stone from the little bit of a mine that we have. This guy is still all naked. We need to harvest more berries or mushrooms. We need to have a food supply kind of coming in still. I think maybe the next person that we get, if we get another person joining the village this episode, I don't know if we will. We only have a couple more minutes left of it, but I would like to see the next person be just a full-time hunter. A full-time hunter would be pretty handy for us. We need more research going. Let's look at our jobs and see who our highest research is. It's Henrik. And he is writing. I don't know where he is though. Oh, he's in there. How did I not see you? Okay, so he is working on getting our research up. So that's fine. The second desk is essentially if there's a day where I don't want to build something, we can leave it like that. It's gonna be a big structure. Big old barn for us. Nice. Okay. People are already going to bed. I mean, that's fine. Did you guys not finish the bed in here? No? Oh, okay. We didn't need it. We didn't need that extra bed. In fact, I need to start thinking about laying out the third home too. I do like the fact that we can do squares and L shapes. The next one might be a little bit more of a T-shaped junction house to keep that variety up. The little bit of variety that we could probably fit in here. Don't know how I'm gonna do the roof on a T-shape though. That would be definitely a little weird, but whatever. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. The music is nice. Simple art style works. Basically, let's just turn it up to 10, right? You know, more stuff, more details, more objects, more builds, more wall pieces, more everything. Though we could look. Let's just finish this episode by looking at the research tree a little bit, right? Tailoring, winter clothes, cap, probably gonna be important. Armorer. Okay, armorer 2. Kite shields. Armorer 3. Looks like plate mail. Yep, great helms. Tower shields. So that'll be important to get eventually. That's actually the highest tech that I've seen so far in the game. Not much really else. Well, there's some swords, crossbows. Things like that. But we'll probably do preserving food and tailoring next. And then we'll probably go into smelting and armorer. Actually, no. Probably tailoring, preserving food, tailoring, get cooking so that we can cook better meals. Would be probably pretty handy to have. And then I can worry about weaponry and armor, I think, a little bit more. We have a lot of sticks, though, for fuel. So that's good. Stew. We have 6 stew. We have extra mushrooms. We have red currant, which is an alcohol ingredient, cooking material, edible by itself. It's fruit. So that's pretty good. Almost done with the first floor. So this thing is almost completely useful. I'll have to put a floor down before we start storing things, but yeah, progress, definitely progress. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Next episode, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and just keep going until I essentially fully tech out the tree. I think that'd be fun. We'll just go through all the way and cover pretty much start to finish what all there is in the current beta of the game, so you guys can see it. Give your feedback. If the devs are watching this video, definitely give your feedback, guys. Constructive feedback. And see you all who's excited for this one. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.